Morning guys, welcome to Mr. Ben Coaching. I thought I'd give you a few exercises using foam roller. 90 centimetre roller, I think this is about £25 off eBay. It's so well used now. Body Grip is the brand. It's quite soft, so it's not too harsh when you lie on it, but there's some really good mobility exercises that you can do on this. I thought I'd show you. Before you do the exercises, if you've got any injuries, especially back problems or anything, you know you shouldn't be doing stuff like this or you're unsure, check with a professional medical person, doctor, osteopath, physio, etc., or your trainer, and you know you can do these exercises or skip them or leave them all out. So why use the roller? Because it gives you, I think, a bit more variety, makes it a bit more interesting, some of these boring exercises, and you can get a lot out of them as well if you know how to do them, because you can have better control. Why do you need to do mobility? Well, if you don't use your spine in its range of movement, it's going to get tighter and tighter. And if you think about triathletes and cyclists, when we're cycling, we're very much in a position similar to this. So the spine is being asked to hold a position for long periods of time. So we want to be able to get the spine off the bike regularly mobile. So how do we do that? Well, of course we have to do stretching for the muscles, but we also have to let the spine become mobile. And the spine has 5 movements. It has its flexion, it has its extension, it has its rotation, and our lateral flexion. We can't avoid one or the other. We must train all of them, not only for your sport but also for functional day-to-day activities and quality of life. If you have a very tight back, it means the muscles get tight, and long term, if you don't address the problem, your back sometimes, the position of the posture can be non-changed. So sometimes, sadly, when you see very, very old people, their back is hunched, and it can be through genetics and a spine problem, but sometimes it can be years and years of bad posture, starting from a young age all the way through life. So I think it's important that we do some mobility stuff. And if you do it already, fantastic. You might watch this anyway just for a few tips and maybe a few exercises. If you don't do it, great. Get one of these. First of all, we'll just start with lying on it. So you come to the edge. You roll the spine down. Just like you would do if you're only on your back doing exercises. You want the shoulders away from the ears, length from the crown of the head. Knees hip width apart into a neutral spine. Neutral spine, you're looking for index finger, thumb, roughly flat position. Tilting the pelvis will create the abdominals to tighten, the lower back to press, and rotating it the way we'll arch the back. We don't want to arch the back, it's already curved. So let's just get yourself comfortable. So this is nothing nicer, post-cycle ride or run, to lie on your back in this position. And it's great. So while you're lying on the back, let's do a few shoulder mobility exercises. It's really important for running, cycling, swimming. So first of all, we'll just bring the hands up and we'll lift the arms up and lower. So we're doing protraction, retraction, moving the shoulder blades. And in your own time, you'd probably do 12 of these. Then you can just come out and allow the arms to come to the side and stretch out biceps, deltoids, pectoral muscles, and relax and hold that position. Often, if we do a lot of weight training or bad posture, these muscles become tight and the upper back muscles become loose. So that's where you get the roundedness, that's one of the contributing factors to it. So again, hold this position 30 seconds. Then from here, we can bring our arms, start from here, and we can just flow the arms to where it's comfortable. What you're doing here is mobilising the shoulder joint, but also really focusing on tightness. So if you get to here, and if you go any further, you start to feel the ribs lifting and the back arching, it means that you haven't got the flexibility in here. So you've got to start to listen to what the lower back is doing. So for me, it's first thing in the morning now. And how many would you do of these? Probably 12 is fine. Just to get a bit of mobility in the shoulder joint, while the whole time your spine is being allowed to lie on the roller, elongate and open up. And it's great because in cycling we put ourselves in a rounded position. Okay, from here I would just carefully roll off the roller and then we can go straight onto all fours into a kneeling cat. This is a great exercise because it's so good for mobility of the spine in a flex and extend position. So kneeling, make sure you do it on a thick mat, not hard floor. You can get problems with the knees. Stand tall. Okay, we're going to roll the spine down, so tuck the chin down, breathing out, and we're going to reach the roller forward, all the way, and then slightly extend the upper back. Don't just lift the neck, extend through the upper back. It's a small movement, in my case it is as well. And then we're going to tuck the tailbone under, we're going to arch the back, and still use support, push hips slightly forward, and come up. I'll do one more. So we breathe out. Breathe in into extension. And breathe out. Starting from the base of the spine. Fantastic movement. Really, really useful to do as a post-training, I think post-training, and as part of your exercise each week. From here, we can sit on the roller. If you tighten hamstrings or your back, it really helps this because it means you can sit tall. And you can just get used to that position now. And then we can bring the hands into here, or here, or here. And we can work in rotation. So it's a sit tall and rotate. So if I sweep myself around, which I should have done a minute ago. So lots of variations, straight leg, cross-legged, bent knee. As long as the spine is neutral and you feel the lengthening. Okay, so it's that position, shoulders down the back. 1, 2. I would do 12 of those. Then from here, simply put the right hand on the roller, sit tall, shoulders down the back, and we lengthen. Imagine your spine is lifting and going like an arc. But don't just fold at the hip, don't just do that. We're not trying to fold here, we're trying to lengthen the spine. See if we probably do 4 and then 4 on the opposite side. Watch when you do it, you don't find the neck doing this. So all the time the shoulder blades are down the back and you're just lengthening. And then we can come onto the side into what we call a seated mermaid position. So left leg is folded, right leg is like a little triangle. You're trying to sit equally through here. Now some people can't do this if they've got knee injuries, don't go in this position. If you're tight through the hips, you may need to put some blocks underneath or under here to support. If you can come into this position, fantastic. And we start with just some gentle side bends. Probably just do 2 or 3. And then we can add in rotation of the spine. As we go down, we rotate, reach out, lift the breastbone up, roll back down, inhale, probably do 3 or 4. And then literally flip opposite side. This time, left leg triangle, right leg folded. Okay, sit tall. We roll over, rotate, lift the breastbone up. This side's harder for me because of my ankle. There. So we're getting rotation of the spine and extension. Again, 2 or 3 and top sides. Doesn't matter how many you do, you don't need to do 25 or something like that, but it's the quality and the understanding of it. From here, we would then go on our front, putting the roller in front. Hands can be flat or at an angle, depends if the shoulder's comfortable. Again, if you've got any shoulder injuries, impingements, this exercise is not going to be suitable. You would do a simple version which I've taught before, but if you can do this exercise, fantastic. I just need to bring myself back or I'm going to roll off the mat. So we tuck the tailbone in, scoop the belly button in to engage deep core muscles, and we inhale as we press into the roller and just lift up. Ideally you want to have the bottom rib kept on the mat. So we don't, it's not a lower back exercise, it's an upper back movement. So inhale and exhale. So post-cycling, that's such a good exercise to do, but remember, you have to really concentrate and do it with control, otherwise you'll lift and you'll hinge from the hips and the lower back area, and it'll feel like the lower back's being compressed. It's not a lower back, it's an upper back extension to combat the roundness when we cycle. And then to finish, what I really like doing is a bit of myofascial release. Onto your back, support the head, and we can just roll just up to shoulder blades and no further, and drop back, middle back, and back down. Again, how many do you do of these? No more than 10. There. And there's some really simple post-cycling, or whenever you want to fit it in, that can be done in 5 minutes. Okay. Enjoy. Any problems, give me an email, and see you at the next training session, guys. Keep an eye out. Take care. Bye-bye.